When it comes to remasters and ports, it really is the flip of a coin. You're either going to get a really good quality remaster, like for example, Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster done by Night Dive Studios, or you're going to get Battlefront Classic Collection, which was only announced a few weeks ago, and a lot of us Star Wars gamers and Battlefront fans were very, very excited because a lot of us loved playing the original Battlefront games, specifically Battlefront 2. I put hours into Galactic Conquest as well as the 501st campaign. Even played a little bit of the other battles, but at the time when it came out, I was only playing against AI. I was looking forward to playing against other players this time around and playing with friends because a lot of us were also going to get Battlefront Classic Collection. And we had reason to be excited because Asper had been building up a pretty solid track record. Prior to Battlefield Classic Collection, they released Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remastered, which did very well and has received high praise for the work they put into those 3 Tomb Raider games. It led many of us to falsely believe the Battlefront Classic Collection would end up being just as well received, but its launch on March 14th was nothing short of a disaster. Players unable to join matches or play with friends. I was trying desperately to play with my fiance on launch night, and we could never get into the same lobby with each other in order to play anything at all together. And I was having trouble joining up. I could create a lobby, and then it would be going okay against the AI. And then when other people would finally join, so many people would be joining because there were so few servers that I would die and I would never be able to rejoin the game or spawn back in. So eventually I just gave up and left. Obviously, Asper did not have enough dedicated servers ready to go to handle the demand by Star Wars Battlefront fans. And there were so many issues that are still ongoing that need to be addressed. FPS problems. Missing cutscenes from the 501st campaign makes it kind of pointless to play that right now until those cutscenes are restored. Space combat controls. And that was something that Riley, my fiance, and I were really excited to do, was the space combat. And we were both having difficulties with trying to tweak the controls for that. I personally experienced some graphical anomalies, and I'm playing on the PS5, and on Felucia, you'll see this weird graphical thing happening on the ground. And another thing that I experienced is while playing on Felucia, I was hearing the Cantina song from Tatooine. Many parsecs away. So you have Felucia, one of the battles of the Clone Wars, which should be a very serious situation with Cantina music playing. There's also been countless disconnects. I've had several game crashes over the past couple days. The list goes on and on. Needless to say, no surprise to anyone, Battlefront Classic Collection is getting review bombed on Steam and across all platforms. Many players have had enough and are just getting refunds. I know that Riley did last night, and since we're on PlayStation, you have to go through a lot of hoops just to get a refund, and well, fortunately, she was able to get a refund. I may try to get one today as well, because all my friends and my fiance are getting refunds, so I have no reason to really play, especially since the 501st campaign cutscenes are, well, half of them are missing in action. I don't blame anybody that's getting a refund right now because this is a clearly broken port from the original Battlefront games. Now, Asper has finally responded to what's been going on because a lot of players on social media have been letting Asper have it. So they finally put out a response. An update on Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. We'd like to thank the Battlefront community for their overwhelming support and feedback for Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection release. Oh, you've gotten feedback, all right. At launch, we experienced critical errors of our network infrastructure. Well, that's an understatement. The result was incredibly high ping, matchmaking errors, crashes, servers not appearing in the browser. No shit. Since launch, we've been working to address these issues, increase network stability. We will continue our efforts until our network infrastructure is stabilized to prevent further outages. Please continue to report bugs, errors, unexpected behaviors to our support team via our request form, the Asper team. By the way, this response is linked below in the description section in case you would like to let Asper know about some bugs, errors, and other unexpected behaviors. What seems painfully apparent is Asper clearly rushed this port out only weeks after building up the hype, instead of spending the time necessary in order to get Battlefront Classic Collection right for launch. Many feel like this is nothing more than a cash grab, but if that's the case, Asper failed miserably since more and more players are getting fed up and requesting refunds. So not only is Asper losing money, this entire launch has undone any goodwill that they got from Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Remastered earlier this year. Talk about one step forward and like 3 or 4 steps backwards. It's painfully apparent that Asper did a terrible job with this port of Battlefront Classic Collection. In this case, Battlefront Classic Collection represents the dark side of the gaming industry. On the light side is an amazing remaster done by Night Dive Studios, Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster. It came out not too long ago either. It's the FPS game that predates Battlefield 1 and 2. Dark Forces came out in 1995. This was part of my childhood, and I've been enjoying playing through Dark Forces Remaster once again. It's $30 US, $5 cheaper than Battlefront Classic Collection. Yeah, I realize it includes Battlefield 1 and 2, but if you're going to spend that money on some other game after you get your $35 back, I would highly recommend you give Dark Forces Remaster a chance, because Night Dive Studios actually put a lot of work and effort into that single-player FPS experience, whereas Asper feels like they, half-assed it. I, too, am most likely going to request a refund because, like I said, a lot of my friends, including my fiance, Riley Black Fox, have already requested and gotten refunds, so I don't really have anyone that I want to play with in multiplayer. And why even bother with the 501st campaign if half the cutscenes aren't even there? Now, I might consider picking up Battlefront Classic Collection again in the future, when hopefully a lot of these issues are fixed, and obviously whenever it's on sale, or perhaps just a free game of the month for PlayStation Plus. But as of right now, Battlefront Classic Collection, sadly, is not worth buying or playing in its current state. Thoughts, views, opinions, as well as issues that you're having with Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, welcome as always below in the comments section.